I'm sorry, what? I'm like, I dropped my fucking fork. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm so into this book. I invested my entire vacation into this book. I'm obsessed with this book. I'm loving it. I'm reading every second. I'm like, can't wait to finish it. As soon as I'm done my meal, I can't wait to go back and read it. And they spoiled the fucking end of the book.
You gotta get on my level.
Hey, I'm Leah Van Dale, and this is Hot Mom Shit, the podcast where we live in the and. We're going to laugh, we're probably going to cry, and I'm definitely going to say something I probably shouldn't. If you've ever looked like a babe on the outside while completely losing your shit on the inside, you are exactly where you need to be.
Welcome back to another episode of Hot Mom Shit. Full transparency, when we record these episodes, sometimes we're recording several weeks ahead of time. So I feel like it has been so long since I've been sitting here in this chair to just unleash, unload, blow a load. No, I don't know. If anyone watched Real Housewives of Rhode Island this week, then you know what I'm talking about. I was cracking up when Alicia said, what did she say? She's like, oh, he's going to blow his load. And they're like, blow his load? That means a completely different thing than what you think you're saying. Anyway, I'm cracking up over that. We'll get more on reality TV later. But it's been a minute since I've been sitting here in this chair, and I'm so excited to talk to you guys. Wow, what a whirlwind of the last few weeks. It's been insane. So I'm actually excited to update you guys in real time. So much is happening. So much is going on. It's been a week now, but it might as well have been a year since I got back from my trip to Europe, my European vacation with my hubby, my husband. So much needed. I kind of just want to update you guys on my trip and my experience and just like what's been happening lately. Let's just do like a little chit chat, shall we? First of all, can I just say that I should probably work for Best Buy or I don't know, Best Buy, like what else is there like Best Buy anymore? I guess it would just be online. Or maybe I should work for Apple. I don't know. I am so proud of myself for finally figuring out, if you're watching this on YouTube, the video aspect of this has been such a shit show trying to figure it out lately. And I don't have like I actually had somebody come here and help me and he didn't even know what to do. So I'm like, all right, well then I got to figure this shit out. Thank God for ChatGPT and Claude, because they help me so much with these chords and just trying to get it clear and crisp so we can get what we need. And I'm just so proud of myself. So I just want to give a little pat on my back there. Anyway, okay, my European trip. First of all, I've been thinking about this for so long, for years, been wanting to go on a European vacation. I've been to Europe so many times with WWE, but never for leisure, never for fun, never for vacation. And whenever I've been there, I've done maybe like at least 10, 12, 15 European tours for WWE, but never get to see anything. It's always, hotel room, venue, airport, on to the next one. It's never very rarely do you have an opportunity to explore the city. And even if you do, it's for like a couple hours. And then usually you're hungover because everyone was drinking the night before, or you're just exhausted from the jet lag and wrestling and all of it. So I was so excited to finally plan this trip. We've been talking about it for years, and babies and postpartum and breastfeeding and like all of it has just been such a huge factor in trying to plan this. And then Matt actually had a couple shows over in Europe for WWE. So we're like, this is the perfect opportunity to just kind of like kill all the birds with one stone. So he had a show in Torino, Italy, and then I met him in Sicily. So we're in Sicily for a couple days. I went from Sicily to Paris because then he had a show in Paris. And it just kind of made sense. I personally would have liked to go to maybe Mykonos or Saint-Tropez or Monaco or whatever, but unfortunately we didn't have the opportunity because we didn't have the time. But being away from my kids, I only wanted to be there for a couple days anyway because I knew I wouldn't be able to handle it. And I was very right. So by the time, first of all, let me just rewind here for a second. Again, in VCR mode. Why do I keep doing this? But it was a Sunday and Matt travels a lot for work. So whenever he's gone, I struggle with what am I going to do with these boys by myself? Yes, I have my mom during the week, but on weekends, I'm like, I can only do so much, especially because Dee's 2 and Bram is 8 months now, which is insane. But 8 months, like, what am I supposed to do by myself with them in the house? Like, I lose my mind. So I always end up going to my parents' house on the weekend when Matt's out of town, just to like give me somebody to talk to or just like interact with, because I'm like, I can only play blocks and dinosaurs and pretend and like do that all while holding the baby. It's just a lot. So I would love any advice or tips or tricks from moms out there when you have 2 littles, like especially one that's not walking yet, but is crawling and getting into everything. What the hell are you supposed to do all day long? And it's like, yes, I do have to do some screen time in the morning if I want to like make a coffee or go to the bathroom. And same thing at night when I put Bram down, I have to have D in front of the TV so I can do like get him down without having to worry about D getting into something. So went to my parents' house on a Sunday, and then Dimitri asked if he could sleep there that night. Mind you, I was leaving for Europe the next morning, and I was like, oh my God, like I didn't want him to stay there because I knew I was going to be away from him for 7 nights, but he was crying, throwing a fit. He wanted to stay at my parents' house. So I was like, all right, fine, you can stay. So then I was like an extra night I was away from him, which I mean, I was not prepared for that. But so 8 nights away from them. That Monday I left and I'm on my way to the airport and I was like, this is so weird. I haven't had more than a day or 2, maybe at most. The most time I've ever spent away from Dimitri was 3 days. And that's when I was in labor and in the hospital with Bram. And I didn't want him to come to the hospital because I didn't want him to have to leave without me. And I had to stay in there for 3 days because he was born at night. And if you're a mom, you know the deal. So I didn't want to leave without him. Or him to leave without me. So 3 days is the longest it's been. So I was just like really freaking out. I didn't know what to do with myself. And by the time I got to the airport, I was like, okay, this is crazy. Had a freaking mimosa. I was like, this is wild. And I didn't have to worry. I was still breastfeeding at the time with pumping, but only like a couple times a day. So I was like, I can do this. If it was like, 4 or 5 times a day, it would have been just insane. But I was pumping once in the morning, once at night, and maybe like a little pump in the afternoon. So I was like, it's fine. But it was fine to be able to like have a drink and not worry about like timing out the pumps or anything, because I obviously couldn't save my milk because I was going to be in Europe and I didn't have access to a freezer and I wasn't going to worry about wasting the milk. So to be able to just have a drink and not stress about the milk or any of it was wild. I like did not know what to do. So then I flew to JFK, get to JFK, and all of a sudden now it's hitting me. I'm seeing all of these families with kids and babies, and I'm like a mess. I'm sobbing. I'm texting my husband, and mind you, Matt was on the air, I think at that time, because he had a pay-per-view and he was like on the air. I'm like, I feel like such a terrible mother. And he's like, baby, I'm on TV right now. Like, I can't talk to you about this. And I like losing my mind, texting my mom, and thank God she just made me feel so much better about the situation. She was just like, I'm going to go on my phone and find the text, because it really made me feel, it made me feel so much better about it. And I truly, to have the support of my mom in this time of like having young babies and having her be there and help me, not only with the kids, but help me, it's invaluable. Let me find the text that she sent me. I posted this on Instagram and so many women responded saying, oh my God, your mom is making me feel better about a trip that I'm taking next month. So this is what she said. She said, I said, oh my God, I miss them so much. I have such anxiety seeing people with babies. I feel like an awful mom. And she said, stop, in all capitals. This is a you vacation, and I might add well-deserved. Don't do that to yourself, please. You need time for yourself, and you're going to come back a new woman. And I'm just like, it melted my heart. It really just put my mind at ease. And knowing that my kids were with her and my dad, I felt completely comfortable. Otherwise, I don't know if I would be able to leave them. It was just like so heartbreaking. So then when she said that, I was like, okay, it's on. This is where I get so mad at myself, because I'm in the lounge and I was so excited to just like feel like a bougie boss bitch in the lounge at the Delta Lounge. I was like, oh, okay. Feeling myself. Again, I never travel for leisure, ever, ever, ever. Even like the attendant in the lounge was like, oh, where are you headed? I was like, oh, Sicily. going to Sicily. Like, I'm that bitch right now. She's like, oh, wow. And we just started chatting and she was talking about her kids. And I'm like, of course, Harry, I'm talking about my kids with this woman that I don't even know in the lounge when I'm going on vacation. But that's just what we do as moms, right? So anyway, after I'm talking to her, I'm like, okay, I'm getting ready to go board. I need to go pump real quick before I get on this flight. Get into the bathroom. I packed my portable pumps for specifically like being on the airplane. And then I packed my big, what is it called? The Medela pump and style. I was going to use that, in the hotel room for like a morning pump and an at night pump once I was actually where I needed to be, because you have to plug that in, right? So I go into the bathroom and I grab my portable pumps and I realize I forget, what are those little like round rubber suction part thingies that go, I don't even know what they're called, but I forgot them. So I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Because I was about to just like put them in my shirt and then I was going to go back out into the lounge and just hang out while I was pumping. But no, I couldn't because I forgot the parts. So I was like, whatever, I'll stand here in the bathroom and I'll just plug my my pump and style into the wall and I'll just pump in here and it'll be fine. I go to put my pump together, realize I forget the cups, the bottle parts that you twist into the actual fucking pumps. So now I have 2 sets of pumps, both missing parts. So I don't even have one whole thing that I can use for a pump. And I'm like stressing out hardcore. I'm going to be gone for 7 days. My milk supply, like I was honestly truly worried about getting so engorged and like, what if I get an infection or what if I get, what is it called? Mastitis, because I'm like, at that point I was still pumping like 15 ounces a day. I didn't have a hand pump. I didn't have anything. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do? So I'm standing over the sink in the lounge, just with the pumps, just dropping the milk into the freaking sink. And I'm just standing there for like a half hour. Women are coming in and out, looking at me, judging me. By the way, can we stop judging women? I'm so over that. Like I truly, women are coming in like, fuck off. Like I'm trying to like make sure I can still feed my baby when I come back from my vacation, but still do a little something for me. And then I feel guilty. I'm like, shit, is this bad that I'm traveling when I'm still pumping and I'm not giving this milk to my baby and I should be home with it? And like all of these thoughts are just like spiraling, going down this rabbit hole. And then this one woman, she was older. And of course she's not judgy. She's being very kind and sweet. She's an older woman. And she's like, you're such a great mom. And I was like, oh, like, thank you. And she's like, it goes by so fast. She's like, you should be so proud of yourself. You're doing that to feed your baby. And I'm like, mind you, she probably didn't even realize that the milk is just going down the drain in the sink. But like, thanks, bitch. Appreciate you. I see you. And like, oh, she just warmed my heart. It made me feel so much better. And from now on, let's stop judging women in the bathroom. And I'm assuming those other women weren't moms, because if they were, why are they judging me for pumping? Like, I was just really annoyed by that. Anyway, I promise this whole episode isn't going to be about that, but I just needed to get that off my chest. So then, okay, we're free. We are in Europe. We're having the time of our lives. It was just the absolute best trip I've ever been on in my life. Better than my honeymoon, better than anything I've ever done. It was just so much fun. And it was so important to just reconnect with Matt and have an opportunity to have more than a night, like one date night, where it's just us, and remind each other, who we are as a couple, as a married couple. And it wasn't so much for me about getting away from my kids. It was more about remembering and reminding myself who I am as a whole person, not just as a mom. And I really, really needed it. I really needed to remember who I was when I'm not just running around after little babies or hurrying up and taking 2 hours that I have for myself to go do whatever it is I need to do. It was like I had nowhere to be, nothing to do, no one to take care of. It didn't necessarily matter that I was in Sicily. It's crazy that I had to travel all the way across the world to have like a couple days to myself. It wasn't about being where I wasn't. I mean, it definitely helped. Don't get me wrong. But it was just about not having to take care of anybody, or even when I'm home and say the boys are at my mom's for a couple hours, it's still like, okay, I should do the laundry. I need to clean the dishes. I need to make sure the bottles are ready. Do I have enough diapers next to the bed for bedtime? Do I have his pajamas ready? Is his sleep sack clean? And it's just not having to worry about all the little things that you do, even when you do have a little bit of a break from your kids. Nothing had to be done. No one needed to be taken care of. And it was just so amazing. And then, of course, being in Sicily was just incredible. I mean, I felt like I was in White Lotus. It was amazing. And just having the opportunity to reconnect with my husband and just be together and not having to worry about like hurrying up and go to sleep because I'm going to be waking up in 2 hours. It's like, oh, we can just take our time and do whatever it is we want to do and eat what we want to eat. And it was so romantic, and it was just so nice to just connect again without the pressures. And I'm sure it'll be probably a couple more years till we do something like that again. But we needed it. It was like a reset for us. And I'm just so grateful that I have my parents to be able to help out and not stress while I'm there and not worrying about like a babysitter. Like I've realized how blessed and lucky I am for that. And I'm so grateful. And then on top of it, I feel so lucky because we used so many points. It's not like we were out here just like dropping money left and right. I'm grateful because for years and years and years of traveling, we had so many points piled up on Delta and for Marriott. And I really highly recommend saving your points so you can just splurge on a vacation because it was so nice. Maybe this is unnecessary, but anyway. Okay, while we're in Italy, you guys, let me take a sip of water here first because anyone that knows me knows that I'm a Bravo Goyle. I'm a Bravo Goily girl, like obsessed Bravo-holic. I don't know. I am fucking obsessed. Summer House, we all know. All of the drama that's been happening with Summer House, Amanda and Wes, it's been insane. While I'm in Italy, we're in Sicily, we're in Taormina, which is where they film White Lotus, by the way, at least part of it. Matt and I, it's our first night. We go out to dinner. We're having this beautiful dinner. We just kind of like walked up to this place. It's called Tisci Toschi. And I found it online before we went. And I was like, this is where we're going to go our first night. Just kind of like stop by. It's like super casual, but cute and quintessential Sicily. And we go up to try to get a table. And the woman's like, oh no, there's a reservation here. Sorry, you can't. We don't have any availability. We're like, well, okay, fine. So we're like walking away trying to find another place to go eat. And she comes back, oh, you can sit here. We're like, oh, great. So we go, we have our dinner. We're leaving dinner. We're like going to go to this cute little lounge after to have a drink. And as we're walking by, all of a sudden, I see the bun. You guys know what I'm talking about. The bun, the infamous bun with the little hair sticking out at the bottom. Amanda's bun. And I'm like, the fuck? Is that Amanda? And then I see West right next to her. They are eating at a restaurant or maybe they're having drinks, whatever they're doing. I lost it. I was like, and Matt knows about all the drama because I fill him in. He could care less, but I couldn't care less, but I died. So I was like freaking out. And I, of course, take my phone out. I'm like, Matt, stand right there. And he's like, I take a picture and you can see them in the background. I'm losing it. Now I'm going back to like, because none of my friends in real life really care or watch Bravo, like barely any of them. Some of them do, but most of them don't. So I have like my friends on Instagram. I have the friends that I talk to, like these women that are like obsessed like I am. And immediately I'm like, okay, who can I message? Who can I message? And I'm like sending the picture to all these people and they're like, holy shit, oh my God. You guys, I felt like I was in TMZ. I was like, this is insane. So then the next morning, one of my friends that I talked to on Instagram, she's like, did you send this to TMZ? Because then the TMZ article comes out that like literally 10 hours later of them sitting there. I'm like, shit, I should have sold this photo. I could have made some money. But I could not believe, like I was on cloud 9 the rest of the night. I was like, my trip is made. I saw Wes and Amanda in Taormina. This is insane. I was just like, and I also felt like kind of bad because as someone who was like, I would never ever say I'm famous by any means, but in the wrestling world, yes, I'm known, right? So I know like when Matt and I would go out after pay-per-views or like around wrestling fans, it can be a lot. And like people trying to take pictures of you or like trying to sneak a photo. It's really annoying and it's like an invasion of privacy. Like I get it and it's frustrating and it's annoying and it's weird. And then I was like, oh my God, I just did that. Like for the Bravo fan of me forgot about what that's like. And I'm like, holy shit, this is like not cool that I did that. But also I was like kind of freaking out. It's like I had to take a picture, right? Like, can you blame me? I can't. It's just like, holy shit, I couldn't believe it. So I do feel like a little bit of guilt for that, but it's not like I sold the photo. It's not like I sent it to anybody that like, didn't already know. So Yeah, that was like wild. I couldn't believe it. So I just had to tell you guys. Speaking of shows and TV and all of the things, I have a bone to pick with fucking Netflix right now because while I was on my trip, I was reading a book. I haven't been able to read a book in probably years. I don't think since I was pregnant with Dimitri, I've been able to read a book. And I love to read. I love to get lost in a book and like a real book, not on, a Kindle or on my iPad. I love to read a book. That's another Alicia. I feel like I'm talking like Alicia from I love a book. I love a good book. I love a paperback. So I'm reading this book that everyone recommended on Instagram. I polled my followers and you guys all recommended The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Such a fantastic book. So good. A real page turner. And on the way home from Europe, I'm reading this book. I've read it the whole trip, but of course, I didn't have the opportunity to really divulge. Where's my husband to correct me? Indulge. Like I couldn't read all of it because we were doing all the things, right? So on the way home, I was really I'm going to finish this before I land because I don't want to have to worry about I don't know if I'll have the opportunity to read it again until another few years, right? So I'm almost done this book. I have 50 pages left. I'm on my flight home and it's time to eat on the plane. So I put my book down for a minute and I figure, okay, I'm going to watch some of my shows that I downloaded on Netflix. I started watching Running Point, which is this basketball show that Kate Hudson is in. I used to be a Laker girl. I love this show because it's kind of loosely based off of Jeannie Buss and the Lakers organization. So I'm watching the show. This is the second season. And I'm half paying attention to it and I'm eating and I'm as soon as I'm done eating, I can't wait to get back and finish this book because it's getting so good. It's almost at the end. And if you are, this is a spoiler. So if you want to read this book, if you are in the middle of reading this book, fast forward the next minute or so and I'll let you know when we're good to go. I'll tell you when you can stop or when you start listening again. So I'm watching the show. I'm eating I think it's chicken on the plane. I'm okay, drinking my wine. I'm obsessed with this food right now. And in this episode, literally, they talk about this book. And the guy is talking to, I don't know, his brother. And he goes, oh, isn't that book so good? It's so sad when she kills herself at the end. I'm sorry, what? I'm I dropped my fucking fork. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm so into this book. I invested my entire vacation into this book. I'm obsessed with this book. I'm loving it. I'm reading every second. I'm can't wait to finish it. As soon as I'm done my meal, I can't wait to go back and read it. And they spoiled the fucking end of the book. What are the odds that at this very moment on this plane, I decided to put this episode on and I happen to be reading this book and then they spoiled the end of the fucking book. I'm swearing a lot. I was so upset. And of course I wanted to go back and read the rest. And even though they spoiled it for me, but I was are you kidding me? I could not believe that happened. I was beyond upset. And so I have a bone to pick with you, Kate Hudson and writing team. I'm pissed. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I had the best time. I hate Netflix right now. I do want to do a little reality TV. Oh my gosh. Reality TV catch up. Because sometimes when I record these episodes, it's not necessarily in real time, so I can't talk about it all as it's happening. I have to say how obsessed I am with Real Housewives of Rhode Island. If you haven't noticed, I'm making all the references this episode. I love Real Housewives of Rhode Island. It is the perfect show, the perfect cast when you talk about housewives. And I think it's because all of these, and as someone who grew up in New England, I went to school in Rhode Island. I was in Rhode Island a lot growing up and even in my early 20s. I love Rhode Island. I love it. It's beautiful. It's the perfect cast. And these women are so quintessential, Rhode Islanders. Is it Rhode Islanders? I don't know. They are Rhode Island through and through. It's so funny. And they're so, I guess they're like so, what is the opposite of self-aware? Like oblivious. They are just who they are and they don't give a fuck. They don't realize how ridiculous and over the top they are. And that's what makes it so good. The cast is so perfect. Like I would not change a thing. I love every single one of them for their own reasons. Even if like Liz, for example, at first I loved her. And then towards the end, like when she had the fight with Joellen, are you kidding me? When she pulled her hair and then completely denied that she pulled her hair. Like, I'm sorry, what? Do you have amnesia? Did you forget that you pulled her hair? It's a little weird. I don't get it. Obsessed with Alicia. And I've been seeing your DMs, you guys. I can see it now. You guys, so many people have told me that I look like her and that we look alike. And I can see it. I wish I was as funny as her. She is so funny. I cannot. She cracks me up. I love a cracker. What did she say? She had a line in the season finale where she was like, she said something like, oh my God, what did she, something like motherfucker, but they like blurted it out or bleeped it out. And I wish that there was an uncensored one because with her accent and saying motherfucker, like, are you kidding me? It's like so funny. I can't stand it. Maybe I should do some impression videos of her because people might think I'm her because we do look alike and I can do the accent because obviously I'm from New England, right? I love a cracker. Obsessed with her. She's by far my favorite and like the standout, I think, of the show. I could do without the girl from The Bachelor. What's her name? Ashley. I like her because she's so not involved in the drama. She doesn't want to be the drama. And I guess you kind of need a straight guy to be like play off of everybody else. She adds a little something. And her husband just like, he seems very sweet and nice. Like when they were playing the game with all the spouses at the finale, and they're like, okay, say something that nobody knows, or I forget what the prompt was. And he's like, I just really like my state. I like Rhode Island. I like being from here. I'm proud to be from here. It's just like, oh, bro, like this is not good for the show, but it's fine. And then the Rula and her husband. Oh my God, this woman, I cannot. She's so, talk about oblivious, but I think she's just has her head in the sand. And this guy is a complete fucking moron. I cannot stand him. He's not a good husband, not a good guy, and there's nothing redeeming about him whatsoever, and I just don't like him. Period. But I'm obsessed with the show, and it has already been renewed. Talk about, okay, Kelsey, Rosie. I go back and forth. I did not like Rosie at all for like most of the season, and then towards the end, I'm like, okay, I get it. I like Kelsey because she's just like ridiculous. But I'm glad they kind of like squashed their beef. And I'm neither Team Kelsey or Team Rosie, but like them both. Don't like them both. I don't know. Is there anyone else I'm missing? Joellen, I really like her. I think she's pretty real. I like her. And then I think that's it. I think I might be missing somebody, but I can't remember. I'm obsessed with it. So good. If I haven't said that 20 times, I know. But love Real Housewives of Rhode Island. And I'm so excited to see the reunion. And I really hope that, first of all, I also saw that Rula for sure got a nose job. She looks pretty good. But I thought she looked great before. I don't think she needed it. As somebody who had plastic surgery, I know I shouldn't be judging, but I thought she looked fine before. But you got to do what you got to do, honey. And what else do we have? I'm excited for the reunion. I really hope that they talk about Liz pulling Joellen's hair because, bitch, you pulled her hair even though you said you didn't. And I get why all the girls are scared of her because she seems a little weird, a little creepy, a little scary. But she's pretty freaking fabulous. She's pretty like boss bitch. And that's my TED Talk on Bravo. There's probably a lot of other things I could talk about. I have one more thing to say, actually, about the Summer House thing. I'm Team Sierra. I get it. I think it's bullshit that what Amanda did to her, right? And I think it is bullshit. It is. However, I just feel like her and West never really had like a full-on thing, right? I know that like they said recently that they had hooked up like during this season or shortly after this last season. But like, it's very obvious that Wes was never really that into her. And I, as somebody who watches Summer House as like my comfort show and I go to sleep watching it, I'm rewatching, I think it's season 8 and season 9. And you can see how obsessed West is with Amanda. even though like maybe there wasn't anything happening back then, even especially like on Amanda's part, you can see that West liked her. You can see he was into her. There were some vibes. And I don't know. It's just weird to me how upset everyone is about the Sierra thing. Look, Amanda and Sierra, yes. But West and Sierra, like he never really was into her. And that's just my personal take on it. But I can see why everyone would be upset why Amanda did that to Sierra, because they were supposed to be like, they were really close. And then Amanda did that, and that's bullshit. I don't agree or condone that. But it's like West never really, from the outside looking in, never really liked her. And now I'm done my TED Talk on Bravo and Real Housewives and Summer House. It's been so nice to catch up with you guys. I know I've had kind of like diarrhea of the mouth, and I'm just like, but I hope that you can chat with me about all the oh my God. I hope you guys can chat with me about all the Real Housewives and Bravo things. Send me a DM, comment on these posts on socials or on my YouTube here. Let's talk about it. I'm obsessed with talking about all the trashy reality TV. And I love you, and I mean it, and I will see you soon.
You gotta get on my level.
You did it. Somewhere between the laundry and the meltdowns, you made time for another episode of Hot Mom Shit. If something today made you feel a little less alone, text it to the mom who could use the reminder too. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss a new episode, and come hang out with me at the Leah Van Dale. Remember, babe, none of us have our shit together.